NWA Straight Outta Compton. Never heard it. Trying to think of a good reason why I've never heard this album, and I can't think of one. It's not because my parents wouldn't let me listen to it. I mean, they wouldn't let me listen to it, but I listened to plenty of other stuff that I probably shouldn't have been listening to, like DJ Quick and Too Short and Two Live Crew and Ghetto Boys. But for some reason, when this album came out, I just never got around to it. So I would like to apologize to DJ Yella and no one else. The album starts out with Straight Outta Compton. Clearly I've heard this song before a million times. I only have like a few things to say about this song. It totally makes sense that when Ice Cube broke up with NWA, he went with the Bomb Squad, because this sounds 100% like that. If you take out the squealing horns, same thing. Another thing is the verse that DLC wrote for Eazy-E is pretty phenomenal when you think about it, because if you hear DLC's solo album, he basically made a gangster rap album with no cursing in it. He decided to completely do something different, but the verse he writes for Eazy-E, he's talking about smothering somebody's mother. So I always wondered like if he had a problem writing lyrics like that, because he clearly wasn't that dude, or he didn't want to be that dude. So shout out to DLC. Then after Straight Outta Compton, we get F the Police. Clearly I've heard this song before also. When I really think about this song, it reminds me of a blaxploitation movie, which is basically like movies where black people were the heroes. It reminded me of something like Dolomite, because a lot of those movies were, what would black people do if black people were in positions of power? And this song is basically a story where these white police officers are in court and Dr. Dre is the judge, and he's judging whether or not these guys deserve to go to jail, which would never happen in real life, clearly. There's some older songs that you listen to that were controversial at the time, and you're like, well, it's kind of adorable now. This song is not like that. Like, you can clearly understand why, if you were a police officer, you did not like this song. I get it. Gangsta Gangster is a masterclass in song structure. There's beat switches, there's bridges. It had the call and response, and Dr. Dre's kitchen sink approach to production, which is clearly influenced by the Shockley brothers. Next we have If It Ain't Rough, which is a solo track by MC Ren. MC Ren's flow is so in the pocket, it's amazing. If you're talking about MCs in NWA, definitely Ice Cube and MC Ren are the two that you're going to compare. What makes Ice Cube amazing is his ability to do so many things. Ice Cube could be confrontational, he could be over the top, he could be funny, he could be charismatic. MC Ren, on the other hand, is the villain. And that's kind of all he does, which is why Ice Cube is Ice Cube and MC Ren was left off of Bad and Bougie. Yeah, this track is good, but by the third verse you're kind of like, we get it, you're the villain. Next we have Parental Discretion is Advised. This is a Posse cut. This is the first song with all the MCs on one song. This song feels like it should have been the last song on the record. In fact, that's what they say at the beginning of the song. What are we going to do for the last song? This song felt like it should have ended the album, but somehow it ended up in the middle. That's a great song, and honestly their best songs are the songs that have most of them rapping on it. Next we have 8 Ball, which is an Eazy-E solo track. It's probably the most dated song on the album. One interesting thing about this song is that Eazy-E actually says that someone else writes his raps, which I don't think any rapper had said that before. This song samples 5 different Beastie Boys songs, so clearly they were listening to a lot of Rick Rubin. Next we have Something Like That, which is an MC Ren Dr. Dre collabo track. If you're thinking about 2 MCs in NWA that you want to hear a song from, MC Ren and Dr. Dre are probably not the duo that you want to hear. The song definitely sounds like it was made in 1988. Next we have Express Yourself. Great song, but it definitely sounds like they were trying to make a single. They were like, okay guys, we need at least one song we can actually play on the radio. For a single, it could have been much worse. This song is actually pretty great, but it does feel a little hypocritical at times. I mean, with lyrics like, forget about the ghetto and rap for the pop charts. Well, this song was clearly made for the pop charts. They want reality, but you won't hear none. They rather exaggerate a little fiction. Well, when Dr. Dre was defending gangster rap a few years later, he's famous for saying that it's just entertainment. We exaggerate a little bit. And the most famous one, of course, is I Don't Smoke Weed or Cess. When a few years later, yeah. But all in all, like I said before, the song could have been much worse. Next we have Compton's in the House, which is another Dr. Dre MC Ren duo that we didn't need. Although the wacky whack rhyme scheme on this track is so bad it's good. Next we have I Ain't the One, which is an Ice Cube solo track, which is one of the better solo tracks on the record. This song is really great, but it kind of sounds like a song that he wrote for Eazy-E. Hearing Eazy-E say these lyrics probably would have been a lot funnier, but Ice Cube does. I mean, Ice Cube is Ice Cube. He's amazing. I have no notes. Next we have Dope Man, which is a song by Ice Cube and Eazy-E, which is mostly Ice Cube. It definitely sounds like it was made in 1988, but in the best way possible. Again, seeing as Eazy-E, I believe, was the only one that was actually selling dope, this seemed like this song should have been written for him. But, you know, hey, Ice Cube is Ice Cube. He does a great job. Next we have Quiet on the Set, which is another MC Ren solo track. MC Ren on a verse is amazing. MC Ren on a song, it's a bit much. Finally, this album closes out with Something to Dance To. It's a post-disco record, which sounds a lot like what Dr. Dre was doing before he joined NWA. This song sounds like it should have been on another record. Considering how this album started, this is a very weird way to end this album. I 100% see why this album is a classic. This album is way more diverse than I thought it would be. There is, you know, the straight gangster stuff, there's humorous stuff, it's b-boy, hip-hop, and then it ends out with post-disco. This never really gets talked about, is how diverse this album is. I would probably only listen to a few of the songs, probably wouldn't listen to this whole album again. Probably just listen to the singles. Have you heard Straight Outta Compton? I feel like a lot of people think that they've heard this album, but they actually haven't. But if you have, are you still listening to it? Do you bump the whole thing? I have 2 reviews every week until I run out of albums. Hopefully that won't be anytime soon. So thanks for watching.